We are live. It is a Sunday. This is the Rich Lieberman Bay Area Media Pulse, but we're going to go beyond the Bay Area and go national. Unfortunately, there's been another, what appears to be a terrorist attack in Boulder, Colorado. And we're getting pure evidence now. It appears to have been either a a hate crime or a terrorist attack involving an anti-Israel uh, terrorist whom they've taken into custody. One other person they're still looking for, and we don't know a lot. It's very early, this incident, which is now second time something like this has happened. We had the incident in Washington, D.C. a couple of weeks ago when a Israeli couple, actually was an American couple, one of which was Israeli born, who worked at the Israeli embassy, were executed, assassinated, and an American collegiate student who shouted "Free Palestine." They arrested him and all that, and he appears to have it was a hate crime and a terrorist incident, both. Now, on the first day of June in Boulder, a college city in Colorado, we have this, and first thing I did was got the breaking news on my phone. Of course, went to CNN. Very, very unsatisfying coverage. And I realize this is, again, a breaking news event, but I've often here applauded CNN for their pretty solid news coverage on events like this. They seem to have reporters on standby, or at least affiliates who are near the dateline of whatever incident takes place, ready and able to report, and especially video, with the said incident. Now, in this case, it's a Sunday. This was in Boulder. There was a march of Jewish people who were actually, ironic enough, demanding the release of the remaining hostages in Gaza, where, of course, there has been an ongoing conflict and war and all that. And these perpetrators, whoever they are, one of which is in custody, went and threw apparently a couple of Molotov cocktails, some other weapons, and we're getting a drip by drip kind of piecing together of what took place. And again, these situations now become so lately fluid that we tend to get the information that we all desire and want early on. I'll give Fox News credit. They already have a panel, and they've talked to various law enforcement people, former terrorism people affiliated with the FBI and local law enforcements and so forth on this panel, and they have done a very good job. Dare I say, a superior job so far, as opposed to CNN, which has not been thus far information laden, so we say. Shall we say more information challenged? And I normally wouldn't go to Fox News, but they have been so far pretty reliable. And of course, look, is there a certain bent? Yes. Fox News tends to be more sympathetic to the Israeli cause, although this has nothing to do with that, or shouldn't at least. This is two people, two perpetrators, one of which, again, has been caught, and is in custody. We don't know a lot of details. I don't even know injuries or, God forbid, fatalities, but it's a very serious situation. And thus far, Fox News, I've not actually switched on MSNBC, but they apparently have taken a feed from NBC News, their mothership, so to speak, of all the various NBC networks. And we don't know much, but we're looking right now, and already the governor of Colorado has called this incident a heinous act of terror. I'm taking that off the Fox News headline. And there's law enforcement everywhere obviously, in Boulder, Colorado, which is, again, as most of you know, Boulder, Colorado is the home of the University of Colorado, not that far from Denver. Again, a college town, very serene. But now the dateline where an apparent terrorist attack, and they're calling it one or the other. I say so far it's both, either a terrorist attack and or a hate crime, as Jewish folks were marching today in this Boulder, Colorado town, and peaceful, I may add, and two suspects, one of whom is in custody, threw a Molotov cocktail or several incendiary devices at these peaceful protesters, and you had an attack. Don't know fatalities, don't know injuries. We do know one has been taken into custody, one suspect, and we're getting a lot of video and we're getting lots of information right now. We don't know the veracity so far, and I'm going based on the coverage so far put forth by both CNN and Fox News, which I've turned over to look and gauge information, because Fox, in this instance, appears to have more thorough coverage than that of CNN. So I just wanted to chime in here. We may be back to this and perhaps try to have a dialogue depending upon how serious the situation is or the degree to which you have the fatalities, if there are any. We hope that is not the case, and injuries and all that. But you have a fluid situation still, even though this initial attack seems to have been contained, and they do have at least one suspect in custody. And you've been watching the Rich Lieberman Media Pulse. I will be back whenever, but thank you for watching, and we'll see you soon.